Well, hey guys, Scott with BWSR Bushcraft. Today what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at making an emergency cook stove. Hang tight, be right back, and we'll get started. Okay, so the first thing you're going to want to do is get 4 of these type of cinder blocks. If you don't have them laying around, get them at a hardware store, big box store, few bucks a piece. Okay, the next thing that you're going to want to do is you're going to want to take and you're going to want to chip all of this out, okay, of this section. Okay, so you just kind of chip away at it until all this is gone. Be sure and wear eye protection. Okay, so after you knock out this section of this brick here, you're going to lay this brick down, okay? So, and it's solid. You're going to put the brick that you made open here. You're going to put this brick here. Then you're going to take and put this one right up here. Okay? Make sure that it fits absolutely as tight as it can. Okay? And what we're going to do is we're going to start feeding sticks and stuff in here, the top one there. Okay? So you're looking down at the chimney, you see, and this one here, the back one, is nothing, but this one has, see, the hole down in there. So let me get some wood, start feeding it, and get that fire going. So check it out. I've taken, and I'm using pine because that's all I have in my area is pine and cedar. Hardwood is best, but I just don't have any here. So I've taken a couple of sticks here of pine, just like this, you know, that I cut up, and I'm laying it down, like kind of building a, just bringing it up off the floor there, because I want the embers and the ash to have as much airflow as possible. The air is coming in this way. You want the opening facing the prevailing wind. This is north for me, okay? So generally, and you can see that flag, it's going to blow in here, and it's going to cause it to flame even hotter. Then what I'm going to do, I'm just going to take these sticks, I'm going to drop them down in here, and then I'm going to get some combustion on that, and going to let it burn down in there, and then we'll just feed it until I can start feeding sticks through here. Then the next thing we're going to want to do is we're going to want to find something that we can lay across here, because that's what your pot's going to set on. If you just put your pot on this, you're going to suffocate the fire. So I've got a couple of old mounting brackets off of the old radiator that came out of my truck, and I mean, you can use tent pegs, you know, anything that'll fit kind of flat on here. In a pinch, you can even take the little burner off your stove and set it here, because remember, what we're talking about is a situation that you're grid down. You have no electricity, and right now it's starting to rain, which is actually a perfect time to test this, because if you're in a grid down situation, considering this is an outdoor cooking stove, now one thing I'm just going to point out, this kind of chipped right here, I don't think it's going to affect anything, but you want to be real careful when you're cutting this out. You want it as straight as possible, and it's just on that one side. I think, okay, a little bit over here, but we'll see. We'll just test this out. But yeah, be real careful. Be better if you had a chisel and just kind of chipped it away, because the blocks are, you know, it's just cement in there. So, at any rate, yeah, this is a perfect time to test it, because you're not going to get to choose your weather when the lights go out. All right, so let me get this lit, and then we'll get the those brackets to lay across here, and after this flame gets going and starts burning embers. Okay, what I found is the kiln split like this. Now, albeit this is dried pine, okay? It split down to that size, works real well with here. This I put in there, but it's wet. I mean, everything is wet out here. Like I say, it's a real good real world test. This is where, if you watch my video, how to make a redneck kindling cracker, will really pay off for something like this. Just have a lot of this type of size material. Okay, so see how well the flame is? If I put that in there, I just put it in and I took it out because it's wet. It's a little bit too big. So I'm going to get the fire rolling just a little bit more here. Then I'm going to put that stuff in there. Then once I get a good bed of coals going, then we'll go get a pot of water, put it on there. Also, let's take a look. So those chunks of wood that I put in the bottom there are creating airflow, which is exactly what I wanted. So just one on each side, and then it'll start building a good bed of coals, which is what you want. Alright, well, we've got a pretty good flame going. So I put this pot on, just kind of give you an idea of the flame down there. Okay, so I'll put that on. I got 1 cup of water in here, and all I have to time it is this timer. So I think we'll just set this for 20 minutes, okay? And then we'll just have to count backwards. So I'll just do that, okay? Now, one of the things with these stoves, you're going to constantly have to feed them. And that's just the way it is. It's a reality. Now, one thing you can do, if you notice, I got some little sticks here. They're about 3-4 inches. Cut them up, put them right here on this top ledge. It'll help dry them out. You can feed it from the top. You see? Just kind of feed it down in there. And that'll help the flame go. And not only that, you can keep it fed down here to get your coal base going. So which we have here is really nice. Really nice coal base. That was kind of an odd angle, but see, look at that. Let's see if I can do that. See? So I'm going to get some more wood and start feeding it so I can maintain the constant flame. So that's what we're looking at so far. Oh, and these are the ends of the radiator that came out of the truck, metal. I saved whatever metal. This just worked out real nice, you see? Worked out really, really good. I can just kind of adjust it in there. So I'm going to get feeding this, and we'll just kind of get a guesstimate idea on how long it takes to start. Well, guys, that was a whole lot quicker than I thought. This was on about 17 minutes, so that took 3 minutes to boil, sitting on there. That was a whole lot faster to boil a cup of water than I thought. All right, so with that 1 cup of water that boiled, really, I'd say probably in less than 3 minutes, made myself a cup of hot chocolate. Now this is, I went back and filled it up. This is what, 1.6 liter in there is what it looks like. I think it is. I didn't really get a close look here trying to get that on there. But let's just see how long it takes for that to boil. Alright guys, I've had the lid off of this for 10 minutes. Okay, I just kind of wanted to see we're getting some bubbles down there. Okay, so yeah, that's boiling right there. Now let's just do something here. Let's just put the lid on just for a minute and see what happens. If you're going to boil water, you always want to do it with the lid on. I just wanted to see, as an experiment, what it would do in this situation without the lid on. Okay? And so I say that was about 10 minutes. So we got pretty good fire in there. I re-stoked it. I put all the little pieces, dropped them right down in there, just like we talked about earlier. And you don't want to put too much in here because you'll choke it out. And yes, you're going to have a lot of carbon buildup on your pot. This is stainless steel. But I tell you what, I'll take that any day over not being able to boil water or cook something. So not even, I won't even consider it a trade-off. So let's just see. We just set that on there. That flame getting kind of high. Yeah. See? Put that lid on now. Look at it. Let's just do it for another minute, then we'll wrap everything up. So, all in all, got a very simple, inexpensive emergency stove. And again, we did it out here in the rain. I used a lot of that pine kindling, okay? And I'd say about 2/3 pine kindling, about 1/3. It was smaller than this. So for something like this, you're going to need a lot of dry wood. Now, I have not done it, but perhaps briquettes or even one of those Duraflame logs or something might do it. But you got to have enough heat coming up out of there like that, okay? So, you know, wood would be my very first choice to make this thing work. So let's see. Yep, I would call this an absolute success, guys. So I would actually say that I think it's 1.5 liters in there, that it would boil well within 10 minutes if the lid was on. So at any rate, guys, this will conclude this video today of emergency stove version 1. It's been Scott with BWSR Bushcraft. Till next time, pack light, pack tight, stay hydrated.